In the PropTech conference that happened on 18th April 2021, one of our prestigious visitors was Mrs. Indrani Malkani. Indrani is a Ashoka Fellow. She's also the chairman and managing trustee of We Can, which is a We Citizens Action Network. She's someone who's working very closely with the managing committee of societies as well as the authorities who govern these societies. We asked her, Indrani, as someone who works very closely with the managing committee of societies, can you tell us some of the most important pain areas, whether it's with regards to compliance or even security and fire safety, issues with respect to financial management, member convenience, and any other issues that you feel societies are facing nowadays? And she told us,
with skeleton staff in the current situation, all housing societies, irrespective. Now, when we talk about housing societies or community living, the solutions or the challenges may not be the same everywhere, but the broad-based ones will be the same, irrespective of the location, of the area, of the demographic character of the members. So when security is concerned, the life of one person cannot be said that is more than the other, or the security of one person is not more than the other. So it has to be looked at it in a more holistic manner. So what came through now, and I am speaking in the current scenario, because whatever solutions now come about will have to address these challenges, because the challenges were there earlier, but the challenges have now become very sharp and needs addressing on a war footing. Let's look at security. Security has been a huge concern with every society, because this is absolutely connected, so to speak, with the COVID compliances today. So when you look at COVID compliance, whether it is when you have COVID patients, for example, in a society, the whole system of waste collection, the whole system of what you were used to no longer exists. So there's a new challenge as to how. There's also a dearth of knowledge, because a lot of people, and of course, may I please add, with due respect to social media has become the bane of compliance, where everything that we create, how we use it, that's why I right in the beginning said, human behavior, how we use an asset depends on us. We can either use or misuse. So today the misinformation, fake news is swamping, and the poor managing committee members are very often hard put to get the right things across to the members and make them understand the ground reality. So whereas challenges on an open forum is one thing, but today's challenges, as I mentioned, has brought into sharp focus what actually requires to be done. So security, I think, is one of the prime requirements. Now, when I talk about security, I don't mean only manned security. Today, if you will notice, a lot of people are leaving, people get spooked, people have fake information. So all these things add to the challenge of running a managing committee, or running a society, I should say, and for the managing committee, especially the office bearers, considering that the office bearers are legally bound, because the whole country is now being run under the Disaster and Epidemic Act. So therefore, legal compliances vis-a-vis the services are extremely important, and how we can see that technology and automation can be of help in that area. Along with it comes the question of medical emergencies. How well is a society equipped to handle any medical, which is non-COVID in nature? COVID protocol is there, COVID is there, but as you are all aware, in Mumbai and indeed in the rest of the country also, in so many places, wherever there is a spike, private hospitals and others, every single one is geared towards dealing with COVID. But COVID is not the only killer. As a matter of fact, COVID is not necessarily a killer in so many cases. But a stroke certainly is. Heart attack or cardiac arrest certainly is. Is a managing committee equipped to handle? There are mental issues amongst members today, a lot. And when I'm speaking about these, let me assure you, I'm saying this from experience gathered over the last one. So if we are able to take these challenges during this time and find the deal with these at this point in time, will be of great help when the situation to be a smooth sail up to a point for the managing committees. Right. Let us look at fire compliance. Fire compliance is another major thing. We have had fire happening in hospitals, where we see fire happening in places where communities live and not necessarily societies. And there is, and I must convey to you, I am part of the control management team of MCGM in many of the compliances as part of my work. So what we have noticed is we have this attitude as a behavior, as in civil society, that nothing will happen, and we are not very safety conscious. So that being in our DNA, literally in our DNA, whether it is road safety, any safety you look at, and that translates into COVID safety as well. So managing committees are finding it horrendously difficult to make things happen because they don't have communications face to face. There are so many things that are today restricted. So let us look to solutions in these difficult times to first the challenge of security. How can we have technologies where we can have less human interaction? That would be that human guarding systems that put in place. But many of these are already larger gated communities. But what about society? What about exclusive societies where the flats may be abouts? So a lot of people, and then comes the challenge of cost. I think expense is one. Members want the services, but members don't want to pay. So then how can we optimize compliant services possible, keeping the security and safety paramount for the members? I think the solutions will have to address, technology will have to address the small, the middle, and the big issues, and rolled into one aspect. Because if you don't do that and don't understand human behavior when we are finding solutions, absolutely, then there is an issue, and that would be a challenge altogether. Absolutely. Again, I say this because I see this happening in a lot of other spheres. I am very closely associated with the managing committee, because I may share with you a little that many of automatically do it with our managing committee, with our society, and see where the housing society, and there's human understanding, which is equally required. And I'm saying this because I know Mr. Patil is also hearing me. And when we talk about the managing committees, they'll be taken into confidence, because they're the ones who are facing all the challenges. So when a solution is arrived at, it should be in a more consultative manner, not a given solution, because that won't work, or it will not sustain. Even if it may work for a moment, it will certainly not sustain. So I would say, I know that there are many panelists, and I'm fairly certain that whilst the other panelists are bringing about solutions, I may just become a little bit of a pokey nose to be raising my hand to ask a few things of clarification. I hope that would be all right with my co-panelists. Working in the field of citizens' engagement with the government authorities, and being a citizen myself, very often this becomes a very good tight rope walk, as well as a bridge between the two. So I would conclude with the challenges to say that challenges are there. COVID has become a great teacher, and in some ways has also taken us back to our roots. So many of the learnings of our past could be taken in to address the challenges of today and made into a solution which is sustainable, implementable, cost-effective for the managing committees to accept and take it forward. Thank you very much for this opportunity for me to share thoughts and to be blunt, so to speak, on your panel.
Thank you, Mrs. Malkani.